Hello my loyal companions, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to discuss with you and give you 5 tips on how you can be a better teammate within Rogue Company. I do a lot of solo queuing and I see a lot of varying skills of players, and sometimes we just have a bad game. But I want to help you guys just minimize any bad impact you might have and help you just improve a little bit as a teammate and maybe help you win games even if you're not on top form. If you do go on to enjoy the video or you just want to see daily educational Rogue Company content, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. But for now, let's get into it. As I said in the intro, this video is going to be designed to give you some tips about how you can be a better teammate within Rogue Company. Specifically, if you're not necessarily the best player, if you're not the hard carry of your team just yet, if you're still learning how to be a better player, but you really want to play ranked and not just sell for your teammates, this video is going to really help you just take that next step towards winning more games while you're in this learning period. As I said, I play solo queue a lot and I play with a big variety of skills. Sometimes I have a crack teammate who just helps me win games, and sometimes I have teammates who do struggle. And this video is going to be designed to just help those sort of players just make my job a little bit easier. And honestly, that's going to be what you want. You're going to want your teammates to be good enough to just hold their own in situations and then let the carries of the game stomp off. So the first thing that I want you guys to really focus on if you're looking to be a better teammate within Rogue Company is just to die less. Now that both sounds really easy and obvious, but also kind of complicated because you're like, well, if I'm having a bad game, how do I die less? How do I not engage in these gunfights when they happen? How do I not get utilities out? And honestly, guys, it's just going to be about engaging your brain a little bit and thinking about how am I dying? What am I dying to? Am I being too aggressive? Am I sitting in the same spot and getting naded out every time? Am I taking gunfights that I'm just not ready to win yet? And just thinking about this and taking a step back to be like, okay, well, what can I do differently? Can I sit in a different position and still see the same sort of angle? Can I mix it up? Can I not get revealed? Can I ping more for my teammate to come and help me? Or what can I do? Can I smoke it off and get out earlier? There's a bunch of different things you might be able to do, but the core of it, you need to die less. You are absolutely no help to your teammates dead. You do not provide anything by being dead. However, if you're alive, you've got a shot at being useful, and that's all that players who are there and willing to carry your games need from you. So guys, please make sure you are actually thinking about what is causing my death. I want you to focus this about one in-game when you're in it and trying to avoid death in rounds, but also just on a wider scale, what do you die most of the time to in Rogue Company? Are you challenging gunfights at ranges that you shouldn't be? Have you got a DMR and you're fighting at SMG range? Are you hip firing too much? Are you ADSing too much? Whatever it be, whatever's causing your death, take a real look at it, focus on it, and try and avoid it in your games. And that is the first step to being a better teammate, is being an alive teammate. The second thing that I want you guys to look at when you are trying to be a better teammate within Rogue Company is focus on team shooting. Specifically, if you're having a bad game and you're not winning your gunfight solo, getting into a habit of team shooting, finding that good player on your team who's got good carry potential, probably a Kestrel, team shooting with them and helping them secure downs quicker while also taking some of the damage for you is going to be really good. Say, for example, you've got a Talon DMR, you're able to get those 2 shots off, do 84 damage, but you can't quite secure the kill at any point. Well, sticking with your better player on your team, your carry of the team, and just team shooting with them, dealing 1 pump of damage, will help them get kills quicker and also mean that your bullets aren't wasted damage. Team shooting is a really core element, and as long as you're not hard following that person around, as in like you're just following them, no matter where they go, you go, which can really disrupt a lot of their plans, especially if they're holding other angles or trying to do a flank, it can be really useful to team shoot with them. And this works for all your teammates, not necessarily just your hard carry. Maybe you're seeing other teammates who are not as good, but they are getting some damage off. If you can just add to that damage and team shoot together, you're way more likely to get a kill and have an impact, and therefore be a better teammate within Rogue Company. Along the same vein is number 3, and this is going to be focusing on holding different angles to your teammates. The best thing you can do in Rogue Company to help a player who is popping off a little bit is get them information. And a great way of doing that and covering their back is to watch different angles to them. Now, there's a variety of different ways you can sort of figure out what angle you need to hold. Maybe you're just looking at the mini-map and thinking, okay, they're here and this person's sort of looking this way, there's 2 out there, well maybe it'll help me to go over to the other side of the map where there's less people and just watch this angle nice and safely, staying alive and being close to a teammate in case we need to team shoot. But holding those different angles is going to be really important at just keeping the rest of your team alive. If you can lock down one narrow corridor and keep it, call it your own, and let your teammates handle the rest of the map, that's a really valuable job. Usually you'll get a little 3-peak cheeky kill, but it's going to be really good for you and your team if you could just focus on holding different angles. The worst thing that I see my bad teammates do is either stacking all together on top of each other, looking the same direction, or just not even holding a useful angle at all. So be careful, think about what angle is going to be most useful for your teammates. This is going to take some awareness, but if you can start to practice it, it will not only help you be a better teammate when you're not having a good game, but that awareness will translate to when you do start popping off and you start carrying, that awareness will be really good to have as well. Tip number 4 is actually something you may not expect, and this is going to be to buy and use more utility instead of some of the more core items of your rogue. To illustrate this example, I'm going to talk about Ronin, who has a really good kit at popping off and carrying, but say you're not in that mentality, if you're not quite there yet with her or that game, she has a lot of utility as well that can be used supportively to help your teammates, namely smoke grenades, tracker rounds as a good early option, tenacity to keep yourself alive, and just not focusing on building up that weapon or even getting replenished, which is very selfish and carry orientated. Instead, upgrading those smoke grenades and just buying things that are going to help your teammates succeed more than yourself necessarily. When I was talking about holding different angles, a great way of holding a different angle or at least keeping your team alive from an angle is by smoking them off. One thing that I absolutely love from my randoms is when they buy smoke grenades early off and they know good smoke locations to block off angles that are going to cause me an issue. This helps narrow down my pathway, and it means I can move through safely into a 1v1, isolate that and get the kill, and that's really valuable. But this doesn't just extend to smoke grenades, it also counts things like EMPs, which are so underrated. They're so good and can do so much for your team. Just throwing an EMP at an enemy, they can't pop a charcoal or pop a scorch ult and burn me down. They're going to be really useful. Even buying things like flashbangs just to throw at the enemies and disorientate them so I can move in and push, even if you're not going to capitalize on it, could be really useful. So focusing utility, focusing perk sets that help your teammates more so than yourself is going to be really valuable. The final thing that I want you guys to do to just be better teammates than Rogue Company is to communicate more. Now, if you can jump in voice comms, that is perfect. That is great. You can listen to the things that your players are saying or give some helpful advice yourself, or even just explain to them what you're struggling with, what the issue is, who's killing you, how they're killing you, and maybe they can play off that with you a little bit more now that they have a bit more information. But if you can't get on voice comms, use simple pings. Spam ping when an enemy is there. Ping the direction off the plane that you want to go, you think might be useful, or just try and communicate in any way that might be helpful. Use the whole position, use the move up, whatever it be, whatever these pings be that may help your teammates, start using them and exploring them because they can help. A little bit of extra information, any information that your teammates get will be able to help them in the long run. They're going to be my 5 things that I want you guys to focus on to just be a better teammate within Rogue Company. We don't always have the best games. Sometimes I get carried and it happens, but it's important that I do all I can to not be a burden to my team and do as much as possible to help them. And hopefully these 5 tips will help you guys do the same if you're not having the best day or you're not quite at that carry potential yet within your journey of Rogue Company. Okay then guys, that takes us to the end of the video, and if you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. You can also come follow me on twitch.tv/RADTHARGAMING to see live gameplay commentaries, guides, Q&As, and playing with viewers. All the links you're going to need down in the description below, but for now, I hope you have a fantastic day. And remember, be loyal, be brave, be relentless, and I'll catch you in the next video.